The Cybertruck's made here in Texas.
True.
And I just kind of want to change the stigma here in West Texas about, being electric. I mean, it doesn't have to be either oil, gas, or electric.
I want to experience what it's going to be like living 100 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's, to me,
And that's kind of how you feel driving this vehicle.
If you take it out to the rigs and stuff like that, man, are the guys gonna rip you a bit or what?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll get a little slack for it. Had a guy actually rip on us yesterday while we were driving it through the black smoke and everything across, the truck and stuff like that. But it is what it is. You're gonna have those type of people that don't understand.
All right, we've got Justin Esquibel here, the first Cybertruck owner in West Texas, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, first in West Texas, VIN number 1481.
1481, man. Congrats, by the way.
No, appreciate it.
I'm super jealous, I'll be honest with you. Also ordered mine, quote unquote, on day one, I guess, but I didn't put too many pennies in my piggy bank, so my wife is like, yeah, you're not getting that thing. So Justin, tell me about your business.
Yeah, so it's Underdog Wireline and Underdog Rentals. On our rental side, we have pickup laydown machines, shower trailers, cool down trailers. We provide services for the production side, and then on the wireline side, we perforate, we log, do temperature surveys. We have pressure control. We provide a wide range of services for the oil industry on the completion side and on the production side. We're independently owned, operated, and privately funded by yours truly. And yeah,
it's not power lines.
It's not power line. So the wire line actually has a center conductor in it. We send the cable into the ground after they drill the well.
Okay.
We go in. It communicates downhole with either tools or switches, and we can set off explosives. We can log a well. We can run a camera downhole. There's just a wide range of services. So it provides voltage and current downhole.
Okay.
And it allows us to power up stuff downhole.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm from Vegas, man. Nothing about what you just said makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But here's what I will say, right? Midland, Texas is obviously like the oil and gas capital, the hub of the United States, if not the world. And you see all these huge trucks, huge gas-powered diesel trucks. So, I mean, I love it that you have a Cybertruck, man. What made you want to, essentially join the future and get this RoboCop machine?
Honestly, I mean the technology. That's what I love about Tesla in general. I mean, and to be honest, I mean it's American made. The Cybertruck's made here in Texas.
True.
And I just kind of want to change the stigma here in West Texas about being electric. I mean, it doesn't have to be either oil, gas, or electric.
I agree with you, man. I think of moving here and talking with some people in this industry, right? Like I didn't recognize, I was very naive, right? And I don't have any sort of like, I'm not trying to save the planet by any means.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I'm trying to make money. Here's what I recognized moving here, that the people here are some of the hardest working people in the country. Yes. And they're trying to put food on the table. They're trying to provide a better life for their children that they may have had.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And, it doesn't have to be us versus them. It doesn't have to be red, blue. It doesn't have to be, like you're saying, like electric versus, petroleum and things like that. I also didn't recognize that, like, the petroleum as a whole is pretty much everything I'm wearing, everything I do, my cameras.
Yes.
Right? The microphones, my shoes. I don't think a lot of people understand, they think it's just gas in your car and oil in your car.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
And it's not like providing all these other types of materials that you just take for granted every single day. That being said, right, I agree with you. Like, I want a Tesla bad, and it's not because it's like, well, it's going to save the planet or it's going to do this. I'm a realist.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not naive to the fact that, like, we can't all go to electric vehicles tomorrow.
Correct.
That would be insane. But at the same time, I just love the tech.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sitting there going, like, I love the huge screen. I love the gadgets. Like, I'm a big gadget guy, clearly. And, but at the same time, just because I want a Tesla doesn't mean I want somebody in oil and gas, per se, to lose their job.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't necessarily love seafood, but I don't want fishermen to be out of work.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to be us versus them. So, you ordered your Cybertruck day one.
Day one. They were still announcing the truck when I was on the website, refreshing, trying to order.
Your $100 deposit.
$100 deposit is all I put in.
And so, obviously you were waiting just like everyone else. What was it like when you got that? Did you get a call, text?
It was through the app, and actually I got an email on December 8th of 2023 to configure the Foundation series for the Cybertruck. That was the first wave of deliveries or configurations that you could do for the Cybertruck.
Okay.
Whenever I ordered it, it told me that it would be between December and March for the first batch order.
Gotcha.
They were going to do the dual motor first or the tri-motor late 2024.
Okay, so this is dual motor?
This is a dual motor.
Gotcha. And so, like, approximately, like, mileage and stuff?
340 miles of range on a charge.
Okay.
And 0 to 60, I think, in 4.3 seconds.
That's pretty quick. Yeah, so getting it through the app, that means you already owned a Tesla.
Yes.
Right? So you already own, this is your second Tesla?
Yeah, second Tesla.
Okay. Yeah, man, this is an amazing vehicle, man. I think, what did your wife think when you wanted this?
At first she thought it was ugly.
That's what I kind of get. Everybody's like, that thing is so ugly. And I'm like, it looks like you're in the future.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah, definitely. But it's definitely different in person. I mean, seeing it in person and in pictures, it's a completely different animal in itself.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I came to your house the other day to sort of talk with you, and when I showed up, I was like, a couple things. I was like, it's smaller than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's actually smaller than an F-150 pickup truck.
Okay, yeah, from like lengthwise.
Lengthwise, right? Yes.
And I was like, and I went home, and I immediately walked in the door. My wife was like, "How was it?" And I go, "Okay, so hear me out. What if I get 3 jobs?" And I was laughing at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, I still want it, even more so." Because again, I'm sitting there going like, I'm that type where I like to go against the grain. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't wear the same clothes as everybody. I look different to an extent from most people, and I'm sitting there going like, that's the whole point of me. Like I want to be driving around and recognize I'm like, this is a completely different beast from what the norm is.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. I mean, some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it. I mean, it's just you're gonna have those two. It's just going to be that way.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, so we drove a Model Y from Midland to Dallas, maybe 6 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, whatever it is. And that was the first time I drove a Tesla, quote unquote, long range, I guess. And that was what I was the most surprised about, is that having to find charging locations, right? Kind of getting nervous to go like, by the time it says we're going to do this charging location, we're going to be at like 6%.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be stranded somewhere. Again, like, so for you, is this something that you're going to probably take long range? Are you probably going to have a different vehicle, perhaps?
Well, I still have a pickup truck. I actually have a 1985 Jeep Grand Wagoneer that I drive daily. And but long range, I'm not too worried about it. There's enough Tesla charging infrastructure to actually get from point A to point B. Now, I would say back in 2020, it was iffy around here. We actually had one in 2020. We got rid of it because there was no charging infrastructure in Lubbock or San Angelo. So we couldn't do short trips. Gotcha. We could do long range as long as it was on the interstate.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, it tells you inside the app or inside the screen where you need to stop for how long. So you can actually plan your trips.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I recognized too. But I was like, okay, it made more like, because my best friend in Vegas, he has a Model Y, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, man, as a daily driver or as like, like going to work, coming home in a big city, it's a no brainer.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's why my wife likes it. I mean, she has not gone to the gas pump in over a year, and it's charged every day for her. I mean, that's one thing that I always had to do was go fill up her car for her.
It's not a matter of like me supporting oil and gas or not.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I recognize. If you could have a gas pump at your house, if people could actively pay for gas pumps at the house, they 100% would.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are lazy and they're inconvenienced.
Yes. Yep.
Right? And it's not a matter of like, yes, I'm saving a ton of money by not going to fill up on gas. But it's the fact that like, I don't want to go fill up on gas.
Yeah.
I want to come home and I plug it in and then it's ready for me the next day.
Yeah.
Just
definitely.
like any other sort of piece of gadgets or machinery that I have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the one thing for me. I was like, yeah, if I was in Dallas or Houston
Hmm.
or Austin, it's kind of a no-brainer for me because, yeah, once we got to Dallas, it was like, there's one here, one here, one
Yeah.
here, wherever you were. But I was getting kind of nervous because I was like, I just drive through these cities in West Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going like, I don't even know where this place is. So for the person who's in a, more remote area, I would
Hmm.
say, yeah, obviously it's probably not the ideal yet.
Yeah.
Just because you're going to be sitting there going like, I don't know, man. I might run out of charge. When we charged up in Cisco, I think something like that.
Yep.
We were sitting there, yeah, and it took about 45 minutes,
Yeah.
to get back from where we were. And again, that's not as fast as filling up at a gas pump, of course. And while we were there, though, people were kind of stopping and going like, "So how much mileage you get?" Right? And they would
Yeah.
kind of like speed off, going like, "I've seen you here for a half an hour, dude." But as a daily driver type of thing, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Um,
When we drive to Dallas or to San Antonio or anything like that, it's 2 stops. Takes us about 15 to 20 minutes each stop,
oh, that's not bad at all.
and we get there, with probably like 100 miles range, by the time we get to our destination. So
So what's some of the coolest features you've had? You've only had this what, a couple weeks?
about a week.
A week.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's brand new. Like,
Yeah.
what's some of the coolest features?
I really like, just the truck in general.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything about it. I mean, it's got a ride height that adjusts, ride height that has air suspension.
I love the steering wheel.
Yeah, the steering wheel is great. It's definitely better than my wife's. My wife has the yoke. This is, I guess they call it the squircle.
Okay.
It's more of a square than a circle, so it's not.
And what about the turning? Like, isn't it like turning
Yeah,
by
so
wire?
so actually that's another thing too. It has a steer by wire.
Steer by wire,
It's the
okay.
first mass-produced vehicle that has steer by wire. Has no center stock going to the wheels. It's controlled by electronic front and back.
So what's the feeling like?
You give to turn the wheel completely to the left or to the right. It's a half a turn.
Oh wow. So no more like.
No more all the way around.
Wow, that's crazy. And
Yeah.
then do all 4 tires turn?
Yeah, so you got all 4 tires that turn. They right now they go 3 degrees, and in a future software update it'll go 10 degrees.
That's crazy.
So it's gonna be some tight turn radius.
That's the other thing too. We were talking about like with the software updates, right? Like
Mhm.
my buddy kind of when he bought a Model 3, I think, years ago, he was kind of like, this is the only vehicle on the market right now, Tesla at the time, where it's like the car actually gets better
Yes.
after you drive it off the lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like
So
the software updates.
So they sent a software update already to improve battery range,
Okay.
and charging speed.
Yeah.
That's one thing they sent out last week.
And that's wild to me, right? Because it's like, yeah, the car is going to actually improve
Yes, over
as
time.
you have it. Right?
Yes.
Like your phone or whatever.
And it's also the first vehicle with the 48-volt architecture running throughout the vehicle instead of 12-volt.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we've got all the cameras powered through the truck,
yes,
which is great.
and another thing too is that I've got a lot of questions about like recalls. They're like, oh my God, there's Teslas. They've recalled every single Tesla. There's 2 million recalls. Well, all it is a software update. The media paints it as like a big recall, like these vehicles are unsafe. They fix it over there.
Right. You don't have to take it to the dealership or anything like that.
Yeah, zero maintenance. I mean, the only thing my wife has to do is put windshield wiper fluid in her vehicle and change the tires.
Speaking of the windshield, dude, the windshield wiper,
Yeah,
seeing it on YouTube is one thing, but seeing it in person, the size of the windshield wiper is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
it's actually 2 windshield wiper blades in one. So when you
Okay.
replace it, you actually have to replace 2 of them.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I recognize that like I thought it wasn't going to come with a whole rearview mirror, but you clearly have one.
Yes. But for the most part, when you have the tonneau cover closed in the back, you use the back camera as your rearview mirror.
Okay, so it shows up here.
It shows up there.
Yeah,
24/7.
driving a Tesla was new to me, and it was that aspect of like having to look kind of like down to see, but when you put the turn signals on, it was like it only takes a little while to get used to.
Yeah. And then not only that, with all the cameras around, the vehicle actually sees all the cars around you.
Yeah. Did you have the full self driving?
So this one does have full self-driving, but it's not enabled yet
Okay.
because there's not enough of them on the road. So they got to collect enough data for them to enable the autopilot.
I see.
So it has adaptive cruise control, but it's not full self-driving yet.
I want to get in my car and go, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Take me there.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
it's pretty much there. In the Model X that we have, it actually has the full self-driving in it, and you can go from point A to point B without hardly touching anything. It's nuts.
That's pretty cool.
And to experience it, it's pretty cool. It's a little nerve-wracking at first. My wife does not like to use it.
Sure.
I'm the only one that uses it, so.
Yeah, mine was the same. She was like, and then the car's telling me like, keep your hands on the wheel clearly, like be safe, right? But I was like, I want to experience what it's going to be like living 100 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's to me.
And that's kind of how you feel driving this vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was like, this is so good. I go, it looks like RoboCop. To me, as someone who grew up in the 80s,
yep,
I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world.
This could pretty much be our DeLorean of our generation.
100%, man. 100%. So what's next for you, man? Like, are you gonna wrap this thing? Like, are you worried about like? I've seen the videos of people saying like, this thing can have rust spots and stuff like that. Like, are you worried about that?
Not really. I mean, it's gonna patina. They said that it's gonna patina if you keep it outside. But I am looking at wrapping the vehicle.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to, enjoy the newness of it.
Sure.
And then, maybe in a couple months or so. Thank you. Yeah. No worries.
It's got fans everywhere you go, man.
Yeah, definitely.
People want to like take photos and videos and stuff. It's pretty hilarious. You were saying like when you picked up your daughter from school.
Oh yeah, the kids were out yelling Cybertruck, Cybertruck. I mean, it's nuts. No matter where you go, this vehicle turns heads.
The kids get it, man.
Yeah.
They get it. They see the future with the Zap, man. Yeah, I mean this screen's huge, by the way. Like.
Yeah, I think it's 18 and a half inches.
This is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
You have the vehicle on one side with your speedometer, and then your navigation on the right side.
Okay. Yeah, this is slick, man. I really want to congratulate you, man, for just like taking that leap, man. I love it that I just happened to see I think a photo that your wife took on Instagram of you.
Yeah, I pick up in Lubbock.
Delivering it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, first of all, who's this guy? Is he here in town? And I was like, I got to reach out to you. And thankfully you were like, yeah, I'm in, man. Like you want to do an interview for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
This is great, man. It's really cool to talk to somebody who like is just kind of a gadget guy. I mean, you pulled out your Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
When we got here, you like, want to put this on and do the recording too? I was like, man, this guy is living the life, man.
Oh yeah.
I kind of love it, dude.
Love the technology. I'm all about tech. So.
Well, this is great, man. I really appreciate your time. And I hope to see you on the road, out and about. So you're kind of like not using this as your daily driver for now?
Not for now.
Okay.
Probably here shortly I will take it out daily. But
if you take it out to the rigs and stuff like that, man, are the guys gonna rip you a bit or what?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll get a little slack for it. Yeah. But
the big F-350s and so on.
Yeah, definitely. Had a guy actually rip on us there on the loop yesterday while we were driving it through the black smoke and everything across the truck and stuff like that. But it is what it is. You're gonna have those type of people that don't understand.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's like they don't get it. They don't get the technology is really what the appeal of this is.
Yeah.
Man. It really is. Like,
yeah.
Like when we were in California, man, we had our dog with us. We needed to go in somewhere, and then we were sitting there going like, this thing has dog mode. Like you can literally leave your dog in here, and on the screen, the AC is running for the dog. The dog is in no danger. It actually shows us a sign for people to, we're fine. The dog's fine. My owners will be back. Don't break the windows to save the dog.
Yeah.
But man, this is super cool, man. I really appreciate having you on.
Yeah.
And if there's anything else you'd like people to know, man, feel free.
No, that's it. I mean, I'm good.
We'll definitely put all the links
okay.
To your business and your social media and stuff like that. And you can follow Justin and follow Justin Cybertruck. Really, man, the Cybertruck's gonna have its own Instagram, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there.
It's on YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I think it's time, man. It's like to really show what's going on here in West Texas and Midland.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think a lot of people are like, that place there's nothing to do there. It's boring. It's just oil and gas. And I'm sitting there going like, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot more going on here. It's super. I mean, I think the median age here is like 32.
Yeah. There's a lot coming into Midland. There's a lot of growth. I think that the younger generation's really wanting to bring bring the town up and have a lot of stuff for the youth and everybody to do.
Yeah, for sure. And man, I hope that I can get this. I hope I can get enough subs and get enough podcasts going here that I can have the next Cybertruck, man, and
Yeah, definitely.
go have some fun, man. But,
Anybody wants to come take a look at it, hit me up. I'm more than happy to show people the future. And if y'all want to come take a ride or drive it around, come holler at me.
I love it, man. It says Foundation Series here. That's super slick, man.
Yeah.
You're innovating, man. I love it, dude. I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So much. Man, I could probably stay here all day, but I'm not going to. 'Cause Justin's got stuff to do. But listen, man. Again, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no
thank
worries.
you for letting me experience this thing.
Thanks for letting me be part of it.